the launching of the DCU, I think is what they're calling it, the DC universe, run by James Gunn, being directed now by James Gunn. This is Superman. Adam, you are our comic book expert. You've probably seen every animated version of this story. I think you might be the only one that's seen the Christopher Reeve movies. Todd, have you seen all the Christopher Reeve movies?
I've seen like 2, maybe.
Yeah, the only one I haven't seen is the Superman and the Mole Men, which is the very first one, which way back in the 40s. Never seen that one.
This is why Adam is starting us off. Tell us about Superman, Adam.
So Superman is directed by James Gunn, and it is the first film that's already been announced in like this DC universe here that they are redoing after the Zack Snyder universe kind of, in a way, it kind of ended abruptly. And while I may like bits and pieces of the Henry Cavill Superman experience with Man of Steel and the Zack Snyder cut, that's pretty much all we really got with him. And this is a new take, definitely a little brighter, a little flashier, a little more comic book tone, set and tone here. This takes place like 3 years into Superman's journey as a superhero. He's a journalist in Metropolis. He embarks on a journey to reconcile his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as Clark Kent as well. And he has Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, wanting to kind of, bring this guy down because he's an alien essentially, and he could be unhinged. He can do whatever he wants, so he just wants to bring down Superman. So, good little foe. We get to see a little chaotic, completely different version than Jesse Eisenberg did with Lex Luthor. I really enjoyed what Nicholas Hoult did here. A little more maniacal, a little more evil. I think he could be really sinister as this character. It's Nicholas Hoult. He's a Pinot-nominated actor for a reason. In this universe, it's the first film, so it's kind of hard to know where they're exactly going. But it's such a refreshing thing when you do not get the origin story of these superheroes now, because we've seen so many different iterations. It's like taboo. We don't need to see that stuff anymore. The audiences who are going to see this know how these people become these super metahumans, as the movie calls them. We don't need to see the origin story. This literally has this is what's happening. This is what's happening 3 weeks ago. This was 3 hours ago and 3 days ago. This is where you're at. And if you're not vibing with that, then yeah, get on board quick. I think James Corenswet, who I couldn't really picture where I've seen him before, but he was in Pearl and he was in Twisters and Look Both Ways, which is a fun Netflix movie. But he really embodies the true nature of what Superman is here. I think that Superman brings hope. It's supposed to bring hope in the comics and in the animated films and the Christopher Reeve movies for sure. And that's what I felt in this movie. There's a specific monologue that he has to Lex Luthor in the third act that I looked over my wife. My wife's like, that's like a great scene. I really love that monologue that he gives to Lex Luthor there. And Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane is good. I wanted to see her do a little bit more things here, but at the same time, there's a good chemistry between Corenswet and Brosnahan. We have an all-star cast here with breakout actress Isabel Merced as Hawkgirl, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, and Eddie Gatheg as Mr. Terrific as the Justice Gang. I think those characters were really fun, entertaining. We also got Metamorpho, which is played by Todd's doppelganger, Anthony Kerrigan, which is awesome.
I gotta hear it.
It's Naz. It's still Borat. Anyway. Or I could just
Betty.
go.
It's Hank.
It's Hank, yeah. But then we get Jimmy, the biggest stickman of 2025, Skylar Gassando as Jimmy Olsen. I think that he's awesome from the Righteous Gemstones. You should watch that show if you haven't on HBO. But this is just a fun it's a fun comic book popping film that I enjoyed quite a bit. I really like James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy. Specifically Volume 3, I thought that was one of the better MCU movies in a long time. And while there is some, completely comedic tones and tones shift from the last iteration of Superman. This is a kind of a fun first chapter. I'm pretty high on it. Krypto the Dog will agree. It's probably like a 3.5 star film. I feel like the biggest negative for here is that it moves so quickly at 130 minutes that if you're not really into that mythology or the lore of some of the stuff, you may miss some of the things. But it's really quickly paced, and it goes and it kind of speeds through a lot of stuff. The story maybe could have been really fine tuned a little bit more to kind of maybe go even higher, possibly. But I'm not the biggest Superman fan in general. More like my animated Batman's my Batman movies, but I think this is this generation's Christopher Reeve Superman, and I think we're gonna see a lot of fun stuff. There's a cool teaser for Supergirl as well. That's gonna be fun to see Jason Momoa as Lobo. There we go. There's a little tease there. But anyway, yeah, 3.5 stars for Superman.
It shows how much I was paying attention because I honestly thought it was still Henry Cavill that was going to be the Superman. I have no idea who this guy was. I didn't know until the movie started that it was a different actor. This guy's like discount Brendan Fraser kind of. I mean,
paying that much attention, really?
What? Oh yeah, I mean, well, I honestly didn't even know this movie was coming out until you guys said we were going to review it like a couple months ago. But I think the movie struggles to find a tone. Like James Gunn was good at making these group movies with his other stuff. So he makes Superman part of a group, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It feels forced. All those characters are kind of uninteresting, except for Mr. Terrific. He's pretty entertaining because he has a really interesting demeanor. But like Nathan Fillion is like, you could just tell they're just like, hey, we couldn't get Woody Harrelson, so just like do that, try to do that, and that's what he does because he phones it in a Woody Harrelson impersonation.
It's a James Gunn guy.
Okay, well, either way. And I kept noticing that this movie's told like Spider-Man kind of. It's like he works at the Daily Planet and he has this connection to Superman, so he gets like super popular at the paper and acts all like cool because he has this like crazy connection to him or whatever. And he's trying to do the right thing, but he's kind of a klutz at the same time. He's also basically sort of like Dexter. Like he's kind of a doofus. I'm surprised he didn't bring donuts on his first day on the job or whatever.
He probably did.
I don't understand the appeal of the mythology of this character. I know Bill disagrees, but like these characters in this world is just uninteresting. I don't think it's cinematic at all, and it looks ugly. Like the movie looks really ugly, especially the scenes that aren't in the city. It kind of looks like the '90s Power Rangers show. I don't like Nicholas Hoult in this either. I usually do, but he's all wrong for Lex Luthor. He has a really nice shaven head. It reminds me of my head, but he looks weird in this. And he doesn't sound menacing or diabolical. He kind of looks like Tom Cruise if he shaved his head. This movie's silly. It's too much sci-fi silliness. It's kind of like Thor in that way, but also Shazam in like its dumb brand of humor. I was kind of bored. So was the audience. Like there's a group of kids that were complaining throughout the whole thing, and nobody minded that they were talking out loud throughout the whole thing because nobody cared. I don't know. At least it wasn't a multiverse. That's one thing I kept thinking. I was like, thank God this isn't a multiverse. But then that would have brought back Kevin Spacey, and I think that would have been fun. There's a big emotional like thesis scene. I think it was a lame speech. I didn't think it was dramatic at all. The movie sucks. Like this movie really sucks, and I'm gonna forget about it tomorrow. And I'm kind of happy that I'm going to. I'm at 1.5 stars.
All right, so 3.5 stars from Adam, the one that knows stuff about the comics. 1.5 stars from Todd, who didn't even know the movie was coming out.
Yep.
Of course, I'm in the middle, but I'm at 3 stars. I think it's silly, it's goofy, but I think it kind of gives it a cool, refreshing vibe. Like the Zack Snyder DC movies were so dark and broody and intense, and superhero movies recently have been like, you need to like change the world by making it a greater good or a greater thing, and this doesn't do that. This is just a popcorn movie, it's just entertaining. You've got a cool guy playing Clark Kent and Superman. They actually pull off like making Clark Kent not look like Superman, which is impressive. Like, it actually works. Todd, I thought Nicholas Hoult was great. He's not supposed to be menacing. He's supposed to be like this billionaire that's able to like have this darker side, and I think it works.
I don't think he has
He's going to be
that
he's going to be amazing. He's going to pull off Gene Hackman and Superman 2. He's going to be fantastic in the second one. Like, that's the thing. When he goes to prison into the first one, come back for the second one, it's going to be amazing. Sorry.
Almost everyone from Guardians of the Galaxy pops up in this, like Bradley Cooper as the dad. Yeah. You got Palm, you've got Michael Rooker. Who else popped
his
up?
Brother,
his
Gunn.
brother pops up. There was someone else I saw too that popped up in this. That was another Guardians guy.
There's no Chris Pratt.
But it was not Chris Pratt. It was
Zoe Saldana.
No, it wasn't that. I thought there was one more.
Frank Grillo feels like a James Gunn guy.
Frank Grillo, yeah, that's a great one to have in there.
But he was
maybe I was wrong.
Joel Kinnaman's dad in that movie, by the way. I don't know if you realize that from Suicide Squad.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm not saying it's like the greatest thing ever, but I'm recognizing it is plenty fun, and I had a blast with it. So it's a 3-star movie. It's not trying to be the greatest thing ever. I think that's the thing. Superhero movies need to stop trying to be the greatest thing ever and just be fun. And this is just fun. And if this is where the DC universe is going, we could have a good time with this thing. I think it could be good. It's definitely trying to be the start of the universe with all the little call outs to different things. I think Ma Kent might be the biggest MDB recast like I've ever seen in my life. So like, it took me a while to realize it wasn't Margot Martindale. But yeah, 3 stars. It was fun.
It actually makes me excited to watch Peacemaker season 2, which is John Cena pops up in this as Peacemaker. Millie Alcock, right? Shows up as Supergirl at the very end. And another big shout out is a cameo from Michael Rosenbaum, who plays Lex Luthor in the awesome show Smallville. So, awesome to see him. Kind of his voice there as Raptor Guard number 1. Don't know which one that was, but he's in there apparently. So
that's good.
That's cool.
Good.
According to my records, I have seen all the Superman movies, and the only one I gave a thumbs up to was Superman 2.
I thought you were going to say the documentary about how Nicolas Cage never was Superman.
Well, yeah, if you count that.
You should watch the Richard Donner cut. It's even better than that. But yeah, like, I'm not like the biggest Superman fan. This was my guy when I was a kid, but yeah, this was definitely entertaining. I like that it was just like you're thrown into like it's like Matt Reeves' Batman. You're thrown into year 2 of his Batman journey.
I like that too.
You're thrown into year 3
origin stories. We've had enough of them.
So that's why like you have like the Justice Gang there, because those people would be there, and it's awesome to see Elizabeth Merced as the Hawk Girl. Yeah, she didn't have anything to do, but she's blown up since Transformers 3. Like she's doing some good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Last of Us season, Last of Us 2. She was in Instant Family, Alien Romulus, Madam Web, Sicario 2,
Instant Family. Okay, I remember her.
And Dora.
She was Dora.
She was Dora in the first movie, not the second movie. But
yeah, Madam Web.
Well, not that one. She was the pregnant girl in. She was the pregnant girl in Alien Romulus. Where they show like the ultrasound. There's like an alien inside the embryo or on the baby. It's so good.
Interesting.
Sideshow.
I like how. I like how Jake Tapper from CNN is billed as Jack Taper. I thought that was... I didn't notice that until I saw IMDb. That was pretty good. All right, we can move on from this. So Adam's giving it 3.5 stars. I'm giving it 3 stars. Todd's giving it a disrespectful 1.5 stars.
Move on.
It's time to move on. Yep.
Move on.
He's the projectionist from Pearl. That's the biggest thing.
That's the guy.
Yeah, that's our new Superman.